When done right, having a quickie with a woman or your partner or even a girl that you just met can be highly rewarding for both parties. While on this channel, I mostly talk about taking your time when it comes to love making. Sometimes it just feels amazing to have a quick, spontaneous, desire-driven, I have to have you now type of sex. And like I said, when done right, it can be very pleasurable for you and for her. But how do you do it right? Well, that's what we'll discuss in this video. And I'm gonna give you 5 of my best tips on how to have mind-blowing quickies that get her screaming in ecstasy and leaves her begging for more. So pay close attention and keep watching. My name is Marni, and from here on out, I am going to be your very own personal wing girl. Every week, I'm gonna give you my no BS insider info about what women really want versus what they say they want, plus the most effective methods to win over any girl you like. So just hit that subscribe button now so that you never miss out on a video again. All right, so here is a quick tip. The tip is actually for your penis, so I hope you don't mind if I direct this message towards it. Penis. I want you to stay safe, vibrant, healthy, and always ready for the ultimate sexual pleasure that will guarantee extreme pleasure for you and for her, which is why, penis, I wanted to tell you about today's video sponsor, which is a natural and science-backed sexual wellness product for men called Joy Mode. I don't want you ever taking recreational prescriptions and over-the-counter gas station pills to help you in the bedroom, unless you really need them. These products are terrible and can hurt you in the long run. I would much rather you take a supplement designed to spice things up naturally rather than a prescription drug that can have harmful effects down the road. And I'm saying that with love to you, okay? Joy Mode's sexual performance booster is like a pre-workout, but for sex. You can take it anywhere from 45 minutes to 5 hours before you have sex, and you can expect to get one of your best erections. So penis, if you want to spice things up in the bedroom and also boost your sexual performance and do it naturally without nasty prescription drugs, then give Joy Mode a try. So I want you to go to usejoymode.com/Marni or enter Marni at checkout for 20% off your first order. That is usejoymode.com/Marni for 20% off your first order. Thank you, Joy Mode, for sponsoring today's video. All right, here are the 5 tips to have mind-blowing quickies. So tip number 1, pick the right moment. I mean, obviously, right? Pick the right moment. The perfect quickie is spontaneous. It's rushed and filled with urgent desire. And those last 2 words are the key words, urgent desire. This means both of you need to be ready for it, right? Both of you need to be in that I must have you now type of mood. For most guys, this isn't difficult. You can get turned on and ready to go in a flash. But women, on the other hand, need time to get all revved up and ready to go, which means in most cases, she won't be up for a straight quickie unless there's some prepping, and trying to pressure her into it will only make her resent you. However, there are moments where she's all set and in the mood for some lovemaking, and these are the moments that you need to capitalize on. It could be on a normal Friday evening while you're casually hanging out with each other, but typically it will be the result of some build-up in sexual tension. Maybe you've been talking to her and flirting with her in just the right way, or you're talking to her about sex, and maybe you said or did something that got her mind fantasizing, or maybe talked about fantasies. Maybe she's in the mood to be spontaneous and do something risky, or maybe you're watching a show that's super sexual, or maybe it's the time of the month when she's feeling really sexually charged up. Whatever it is, that is when you seize the moment. I will give one extra like tip on top of this. I will say, when I am with my man and we are watching a television show that has like a freaking hot sex scene, I'm ready to go. I'm turned on by what I am seeing. So that is a moment for you to capitalize on. There's sex on TV. There should be sex between the 2 of you shortly after. All right, tip number 2. Don't skip foreplay. Just because you only have a couple of minutes doesn't mean you completely skip foreplay and teasing her body. Even if it's intended to just be a quickie, it's a good idea to make out with her for a few seconds or even a few minutes, but really passionately. So kiss her neck, run your hands all over her body, kiss a nipple on her breasts, lick her down there, and just give it a little time before you take off her panties and penetrate, right? This can all be like in a minute. You don't have to do all of this, but you need to do some with vigor. That's the word. It's like this desire. Even if she's in the mood and ready to go, including a little bit of foreplay will really set her over the edge and guarantee that she has a great time. So tip number 3, don't take off all your clothes. This one's obvious, but there's not enough time for it. If you're having a quickie, it means you don't have a lot of time. So taking all your clothes off to get into it is only a waste of the limited time that you have. So keep most of it on, take off the bare essentials. This also helps a lot if you're doing it somewhere where it's kind of risky, somewhere you shouldn't be doing it, or there's a risk of people catching you in the act, which is also super sexy. Plus, keeping most of your clothes on makes it stand out from a typical sexual encounter, and that kind of novelty and variety only works in your favor. Tip number 4, stick to positions that work. A quickie is not time to experiment with positions or pick something that's different from what you usually do. In most cases, when you're indulging in a quickie, there will be 2 types of positions that you opt for, or at least these are the 2 most common ones that come to my mind from the times that I've had quickies. The first one will be where you're doing her from behind, and she could be bending over on the bed or a couch, the back seat of your car, or she might be on her feet, bent over for you to enter from behind. This is the television one, I will let you know that, and not the one women prefer unless they tell you they prefer it. The one we prefer is the second one. Will be a position where she's facing you and she's in the moment as well. She might be on top of you, she might be standing up, or even sitting on you, or you're holding her up, or you're on like a table counter or a washing machine. Like, you get the idea, facing you. So these are the 2 main go-to options you have, and you can't go wrong either way. However, if this is a woman you've slept with multiple times already and you know there are certain positions she really enjoys that aren't one of those 2, and if the environment you're in allows to do it, go for it. Or else just stick to the 2 that I mentioned. Again, but flip them from what I said before. So tip number 5, don't worry about finishing. If you're having a quickie and she gets off, that's awesome. But if she doesn't, that is perfectly okay as well. The rush of all of it is enough sometimes. A quickie isn't about reaching the finish line. In fact, sex in general isn't about getting a woman or women to climax. I've talked about this at length in other videos, but the goal of sex is to have a mutually pleasurable experience, meaning think about increasing her pleasure, not making her orgasm. It's about her having a good time. The same goes for quickies. What makes a quickie so enjoyable in the first place is that it's fun, it's spontaneous, it's sexy, it's out of the ordinary. It's about taking a little time away to act on your most urgent desires. It's not always about the orgasm. In fact, just like in normal sex, focusing too much on making her come might make her feel pressured and you pressured, and that pressure will ultimately make the experience less satisfying. So just try to have fun with it, because it's a fun experience, and that's it. Enjoy the limited time you have to do this, even if neither one of you cross the finish line. And with that said, now you know what it takes to have a great quickie and do it correctly. So if you would like to have more of these quick, spontaneous sexual encounters with your partner, or, with a woman that you're on a date with, or even with a girl that you just met at a bar or a party or at somewhere. One thing that helps is flirting and building so much sexual tension that she wants a release then and there. But how exactly do you flirt with her and turn her on to this point of no return? Well, I actually show that step by step in my program called the F formula. You can click the link in the description below, the second link. The F formula tells you exactly what to say to a woman to get her weak in the knees. It gives you countless words and examples for playful and fun things to say to get flirting started. And it shows you what to do with your body language as well. It's going to help you have more sexually charged conversations, and you can simply take what I have in that program and use it in your conversations with women. And if you struggle to flirt and tend to play it safe in conversations, then the F formula is for you. And it will turn you into a natural flirt who can give women, or a woman, butterflies and get her begging to move forward with you sexually. So click the link in the description below, check it out. Thousands of my students have used the lines and tactics inside the F formula to date and sleep with amazing women. And there's no reason why it is not going to do the same thing for you. So click the link in the description to check it out. Lastly, thank you for this video, and for watching this video to the very end. I hope you found it useful. Remember, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next week.